Grand National Championships.
Hello. You're listening to Grand National Championships on the internet. My name is Alistair. With me tonight, we've got Jared.
Hello.
Jotham.
Hello.
And Corin.
Hi.
Answering at absolutely reasonable times. I feel like our lag is minimal tonight. Like we're all really in tune. You know what I'm saying?
Locked in.
The chakras are aligned.
Exactly how I would describe it.
Yeah.
Because that's my lifestyle.
Yes.
If you have anything you'd like to impart to us during the show or anytime at all, you can send an email to us, us@thegncshow.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram @thegncshow. You can leave us a voicemail, or possibly we'll even pick up the phone if you dial 727-379-4333. Whoa. I got caught in a three. I got caught in a three loop. The graphic for that will be
repeating.
Funny. Yeah, three with just a line over it. 727-379-4335. which spells out paper wheel on your alphanumeric keypad. You can visit thegncshow.com for all kinds of show-related information. Got a lot of great feedback on last week's show where we had Yago, Prince Midnight, in here. He really brought the heat. Had a lot of good stories, a lot of good information for us, and
left me with a lot of questions.
Exactly. Yeah. Left us wanting more. I think he's going to come back sometime and pick it up from there. I don't think he has any shortage of.
He's going to finish every story.
He finished a lot of them. Like, I mean, there was some serious closure on that Diplo one. Like,
there was.
And then Diplo became famous and never spoke to me again.
Yeah.
Corin, to what have you been up since we talked to Prince Midnight?
It's been a good week. Last weekend, we did our Friday night D&D game. And then on Saturday afternoon here, I did my secondary D&D game. Because I have two going right now.
Huh.
Yeah. It's very fun. We're playing third edition 3.5. So it's a little different.
Throwback.
But our DM, it was one of the people he was on the development team of it, so he's very familiar with that. Because Wizards of the Coast, who makes D&D, is in Seattle, so there's a lot of people who work for that company who live here.
But because they didn't work on a later version, they're just like, no, I think this is the one that
this is the best one.
Best exemplifies the nature of the spirit of the game.
Well, I mean, my guess is he doesn't have to put a whole lot of work into
cheating.
Coming up with stories and things. It's just kind of in his brain already. He runs games for 3 or 4 different groups, so it's like his thing.
So he must DM real good.
Oh, he DMs real good.
Yeah,
for real. Yeah,
like it's very immersive.
It is, but it's a really particular game.
How's it different than playing with us?
Very different. It's 3 people who are lawyers and 1 paralegal, and sometimes we describe it as like a law and econ simulator with fantasy elements.
Ugh.
We
sounds like a riot.
There's a lot of contract drafting and negotiations, and there's we have various interests in different forms of like manufacturing and mining, and we've set up various companies. We have to deal with like estate law for if we all get killed, where do our spoils go?
It's like spreadsheet simulator, like basically.
Yes.
But I think that's beautiful. It's all too often the games are just seen as like, you know, strictly combat simulators and you have to just like win fights. I think it's good that you have this weird thing where you all put energy into your bizarre interest.
It's a role-playing game.
Yeah, it's not about like creating the biggest barbarian who has the highest hit points, which would be Jared. In real life, I'm saying. But it's just about creating a character that you enjoy inhabiting in this world. And it, you know, it just happens to be like a lawyer nerd.
Yeah. Unfortunately, even the dumb barbarians have to deal with escrow.
Putting on their little sunglasses. Wait, sunglasses? You don't put on sunglasses
cool
to
lawyers.
do contracts. Yeah, they are cool lawyers.
Yeah.
That
If you got to read it by the
contract
pool, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to need my
Executed.
surfboard for this contract.
You guys missed my sick joke about executing a contract.
Oh, do it again.
Yeah, for a third time. It's going to kill.
Yeah. It's very fun. We did that. The other thing I've been doing is replaying Final Fantasy X, which I purchased an HD remaster of on the PS4.
That's the one with the Machina, eh?
Oh, Yako?
Yes.
Yako was
Wakka.
Wakka was afraid of Machina.
Yes. He did not like the Machina.
Did not like it at all.
And that he's voiced by
John DiMaggio.
yeah, John DiMaggio. So there's a little bit of Bender in there.
I don't like Machina.
I never finished
yeah.
10, so you going all the way? You going for it?
Yes, I'm gonna go for it.
Blitzball, everything.
That's my plan
I remember
right
there was a
now.
lot of bicycle kicking in that one, right?
Well, yeah, Blitzball is played in a water sphere, so
Yeah.
It's like
bicycle
Squid Lake.
kick wouldn't be
From Revenge of the Sith.
like.
Remember there was a
what?
big scene like in the opera where there's like a liquid sphere. Never mind. I apologize.
I gotta tell you, man, I watched Revenge of the Sith maybe once or twice, and
Same.
it's been a long time.
Don't act above it. It's a film we all saw.
Yes, that's true.
We all made decisions back then. We all saw it. We all saw it in the theater.
Also true. Yes.
Probably.
All right. So sorry, you were talking about Final Fantasy X because you're not as much of a nerd as all the people who are into Revenge of the Sith. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's very anime-esque. It's the first Final Fantasy with voice acting, which is kind of weird and wonky. Yeah, there is a maybe racist voice by John DiMaggio.
He's all
His
over
little
this
weird
thing.
accent for Wakka.
Yeah.
It's like vaguely ethnic, but it's fantasy, so I don't know where the
Does
line is.
does Wakka have a bit of patois?
Yeah. Can't really pin it down. Like, but it's good. It's good because I can do other things while playing this video game. Like I listen to I can listen to like a podcast, or like I can listen to music.
It's like the video game equivalent of Stereolab.
what?
You can just put on Stereolab and do
Put it
whatever.
on the background.
Yeah. You don't have to pay attention to Stereolab.
But it's still happening.
It's all,
and you
yeah,
like it.
Exactly, but you can enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah. I enjoy a lot of media that I don't really have to pay attention to. I like to be able to do two things at once. Like working out and listening to music.
The New York Times crossword.
In pen.
In pen, totally. Watching TV and online dating. That's a good one.
Those go together like, Oreos and milk.
Oh, yeah.
But when you say online dating, there are really two components to that. There's the
I
research
almost
side.
said peanut butter and Oreos, but those are good too.
Those are good too.
That sounds pretty awesome.
There's the research side of online dating, and then there's the field work. So you can't just online date in its entirety. You can do phase one, which is all logistical.
Intelligence gathering.
Yeah, reconnaissance. Why are you looking so
okay.
puzzled? This is a very simple concept.
I'm really having a hard time keeping up this week. Field work, I get it. No, I can't go on dates and
listen to Stereolab.
and listen to Stereolab. It's very rude. They get upset when I do that. It's a bad date if you just shove a podcast in someone's face and tell them to listen to it.
Just give them like earbuds, just like hand headphones to them and be like, just listen to this podcast for an hour and 15 minutes.
And that'll give you some time for it'll give you some time for peanut butter and Oreos.
They are. Wink. They are delicious together.
So yeah, it's been my life.
Just playing this video game in the background of your life, just like
while listening,
leaving
to
it out, doing some turn-based combat.
Mm-hmm. Grinding levels. I haven't done that in a long time.
Grindage.
Learned about that.
Has it like board that you put the nodes on to unlock the different abilities or whatever? Like the first time they did that. Yeah.
Spheres. Yeah. Spheres. Ability spheres. Let's get more into it.
Ability spheres. Oh boy.
Take this off mine. I know how your spheres are looking.
They're looking great.
Jotham, to what have you been up?
Let's see here. On the video game note, I picked up Mario All-Stars. So that's got Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine. I have been playing Mario 64, which is nice. It's like being a kid, I guess. You know, it's comfortable. I've done it before, you know. So that's fun.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Final Fantasy X. I realized it came out almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, like it's not stressful. It's annoying in parts because it's an older video game, so there's just certain parts that I'm just annoyed with, but it's good, it's fun. Besides that, pickleball. Been playing a little pickleball once or twice since we spoke last. Maybe tomorrow morning, Jared. I don't know what you're up to. We can also talk offline about that.
Maybe.
But so yeah, I've been doing that.
How are your stats coming? You still winning all the games? Getting it to 11?
Yeah, I'm winning most of all the games and getting to 11. So you could say my stats are pretty good. A-okay.
Not bad. I saw a story on Instagram that Jotham posted on the pickleball court.
Yes, I was in between games, resting.
You were just hydrating. Like, this is my pickleball crew.
Yeah.
You know?
I made sure not to picture them, though. I didn't know if they wanted it to be seen.
So
I pictured strangers who had no consent, you know.
So you say court, is it like indoors, like racquetball, or is it like outside of the field?
It's like a tennis court, but a quarter of the size.
He keeps saying a quarter of the size. I don't think it's that small. I think it's a little bigger than a quarter size.
I read about it somewhere, and it said a quarter of the size. And I've gone back to double check, but I read it one time. Yeah, I've been playing it, and I've been loving it.
Yeah, it is something weird inside me where I hear you say that, and I feel like I'm more of an expert on it than you are, even though you've been the one playing it for the past 6 weeks.
Hey, Alistair, bring it to the court. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you got questions about dimensions? Settle them with victory on the pickleball court.
Yeah, loser buys the water.
No, loser is correct about the dimensions no matter what. Wait, that wouldn't work that way. The winner is correct about the dimensions.
Whatever. So that I watched a documentary, and the documentary was not funny. It's called The Angel of Nanjing. But there's the funny element where this guy.
That's the title of the pickleball documentary?
No, I'm switching. No, it has nothing to do with pickleball, but it's this documentary about this bridge in China where it's the highest suicide rate in the world. And there's this guy who is unlicensed, not a clinician, who patrols the bridge in his spare time to save people from jumping. But I could tell he wasn't a trained clinician because like in the first 5 to 10 minutes, this woman like walks up to the side of it and he starts talking to her and he's like, "Oh wow, so man, your husband's having an affair? Oh wait, she's 4 years younger. He's got skills. No, but seriously, don't kill yourself."
He's got skills.
I swear that's a quote. He said he's got skills.
Well, he knows.
And then he took her out for some lunch. He took her out for some lunch.
There's an icebreaker.
Sure is.
That sounds heartbreaking and uplifting all at once. It sounds like this documentary takes you everywhere.
It's got it all.
Yeah, that's they've got rave reviews, quotes on the front cover from
Suicide and pickleball.
Joel Siegel. Better than pickleball?
Everything but pickleball.
For that, you'll need this other specific documentary that I won't mention. Is there a
Okay.
pickleball documentary? Jared, did you just mishear Jotham, or had Jotham spoken before about a pickleball documentary?
No, I just misunderstood.
Damn it. I was picturing, like a way to figure out how big this damn court really is.
I might make one.
I have
You could film it.
Corn.
Okay. Tennis courts are 60 feet wide and 120 feet long.
Oh, God.
Pickleball courts are 20 feet wide and 44 feet long.
24 by 20.
So like,
That's a third smaller on both dimensions, pretty much. So it's 1/9 of the size. Wow. I couldn't
I'll
be
leave the
more
equations
wrong.
to you.
Yeah, Jotham, all I can say is that I'm sorry I didn't respect your knowledge of the game.
Yeah, thank you.
But you were both wrong.
Yeah, apparently we were both wrong, but I was...
he's pretty close. He's in the wheelhouse.
It's almost like Jotham
the
was even
wheelhouse.
more right. And I was...
Wheelhouse is almost as big as a pickleball court.
When people talk about being in the wheelhouse, is that to do with like a ship, like a paddle boat? Does that have to do with like a mill? What's in the wheelhouse?
I always felt like it was a mill, yeah.
Like a water wheel?
Right, exactly.
And you're the
Okay.
water?
No, if you're in the wheelhouse, you're probably in the mill,
You're
right?
inside the wheel, literally in the middle.
No, not the middle, the mill. And you're in the wheelhouse where
middle
the
of the
wheel
mill.
is, which turns stones that can like, crush grains and such.
I've been to a mill.
I guess it is a part of a ship.
Like the paddle boat?
The part of the boat or ship serving as the shelter for the person at the wheel.
Oh, the wheelhouse. Okay, so it's not like a water wheel. It's like the
No.
what's the
driver.
Not
Did you
the
say
driver.
The
Waterworld?
captain.
No, what do you call you have the helm?
Kurt Russell.
The helm?
The helm. Kurt Russell.
Brother. Oh, Captain Ron. I got you. I'm with you.
Stargate.
There was a time when a friend of mine, there's one particular friend of mine, Jared, you know him, Josh Lipp, was super, like, he got, like, deep into Captain Ron and what was the Damon Wayans movie, Major Payne?
Oh, yeah.
Everything was all about Major Payne and Captain Ron. And I've never seen either of those two movies, but like for a while, like it's all he wanted to talk about. He would talk about like, dude, fucking, have you ever noticed how like Damon Wayans, he has like these little like fucking things he'll do. Like when he's like Major Payne, fucking hilarious. Like talking about
He's seen Major Payne more than anyone else.
his facial tics and stuff. Yeah. He must have. Anyway, so I think of those two movies very similarly. So I just want to get that out there.
Oh, we appreciate it.
What else you get into besides the pickleball and the depressing documentaries?
That Mario and yeah, I worked a lot, which isn't that interesting to talk about.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Jared, what's your story?
Been tinkering with this computer a whole bunch, trying to push it to its absolute operational limit.
To the
Push
limit.
it to the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, montage.
Making it go faster than it should and enjoying it. I just picked
What's
up
that
today. Overclock.
It's called overclocking. That's a good technical
Yes.
term. I like that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Alistair, put that in the bank.
Overclocking.
So I picked up on the video game front Star Wars Squadrons today, which is
All right.
the first real like starfighter sim that's come out in 20 years
Since
like
TIE
the old X-Wing
Fighter and
games on
X-Wing.
PC. Yeah. So it's the newest iteration of that. You can use a flight stick. It's awesome.
Do you
It's
have
really
a flight
amazing.
stick?
I do. I've had the same one that I've had for like 20 years.
I was hoping you'd ask that
Built to
question.
last.
Of course I have a flight stick.
It's one of like the three things that I managed to keep.
Do you have-
for the past,
do you
like,
have-
20 years.
What
Do
are
you have the
other two?
pedals too? And you've got like an enclosure with 4 monitors?
I'm working on it.
You've got like a moving seat that's like on like rollers and a ramp.
So this might be the excuse that I need to like dive into getting like one of those HTC Vive like VR kits. We put the cameras up in your room and it has like the whole motion. So I think it's VR compatible. I mean, like Star Wars Starfighter pilot, like that's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's
I'd
a
like
watershed moment.
That's next level.
I'd like to see you use that environment also for some for some like sword play.
When I get it set up, you're gonna have to come up and view it from the outside and see what kind of an idiot that I look like with all these wires hanging off of me.
Footage of you wearing your goggles, just like fighting imaginary enemies.
It looks like the Star Wars vid.
Screaming Star Wars things.
Use the Force! I guess catchphrases and such. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Don't tell me the odds.
Luke, I'm your
Use the
father.
target. Luke, use the targeting computer.
Advanced technology meant to hit small objects.
But yeah, other than that, just working out, and playing with this here computer. I love a whole bunch.
Any forward progress on that video card that's so elusive to so many consumers?
Sold out the world over.
Doesn't sound like they made very many of them.
No, it didn't sound like they made very many of them. Supposedly stock is going to be coming back in a couple weeks, so I just keep checking. Until then, whatever.
All right. Well, I have had a spectacular week. We had a birthday party for Clara, the young one here. Jared was here. Jared
how did that go?
It was amazing.
It was great.
There was a playlist. There was cake. Little Cuban sandwiches. It was the Birds themed. We played the Birds on the TV, and we had some paper birds hung up. Claire's just been really into the Birds lately. Although we did forget, because one of Claire's friends came over. We had some people over. It was a very small affair, and one of her friends was over there, meaning out in the living room here. And we had forgotten that there is, the Birds is kind of silly for a lot of it, but I forgot there is one scene where it shows like a body with the eyes pecked out and stuff. And we had forgotten that was in there, and Claire's used to it. She'll just say, that's pretend, right? And then she'll be like, that's some silly stuff. But the other young one who was over hadn't seen the Birds before. Yeah, and we were worried. He seemed to take it in stride, but like all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, like we're abusing a child. But yeah, it all went pretty well.
Cool. What other birds themed things were there?
Nothing. It was just some birds hanging up, the Birds playing. Was there anything else? I mean, there were some Birds themed presents that we got her as well. It's like some cool cut out these birds and fold them up, and like origami birds and this and that. I mean, it wasn't all bird stuff that we got her. Also, there was a drone. That's like a bird.
That's like a bird, yeah.
Kind of.
I remember that movie having like everybody with like what's the old timey newscaster accent, mid-Atlantic. Yeah,
for sure.
Is that true? Like everybody talks like that in that movie, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm imagining in my head that the birthday party was black and white, and all of you were talking like that.
That movie is not in black and white, and I looked it up.
Really?
I looked it up to see, because I could have sworn as a kid that is a black and white movie. Mandela effect. So I looked it up, and there's no reference at all to it being black and white. It said it's in Technicolor or whatever, but it's only when we started rewatching it like 3-4 weeks ago, when Clara got on this Birds kick, that it really shocked me to see it's in color, and it's always been in color.
Yeah, I disagree. It's in black and white in my head.
I feel better just thinking that it's in black and white. The Birds is in black and white. Cool. Also, I did get this week a few more questions from Clara's second grade class when the teacher wraps up the morning meeting that's about what the school day is going to be. One was just a good answer. They were going around the room on what your favorite toy is, and one kid said that Michael Jackson Lego is their favorite toy. I was thinking that's a very specific thing. I wonder if this kid's like super into Michael Jackson just generally.
Michael Jackson Lego.
And I didn't know if the Lego is just a single figure, or if this kid made a Michael Jackson out of many pieces of Lego.
Did they sell
True to life, yeah.
Did they sell a Moonwalker playset?
It's a Moonwalker playset. And Jotham, yes, I also imagine that it's full scale, a full, between 5 and 6 feet tall.
It's just standing in his room, and he talks to it like his best friend.
It's got a motion sensor. It just goes or whatever. Is that the standard Michael Jackson sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
And it makes the
I would
Michael.
have also accepted Shimon.
Oh,
I would have also accepted that.
Now, does he also go? Is that Michael Jackson's sound?
Yes.
Okay. Jotham is not amused either because that was not funny or he does not know what Jawas sound like.
I guess I don't.
You know, they take the droids and they moonwalk away with them.
You have to understand, Jotham has been very cool for most of his life, so he didn't have time for a lot of this stuff.
I know,
I've definitely not seen Star Wars as many times as you guys have.
Okay, dude.
All right.
Calm down.
It's not a bad thing.
Whoa. Okay, we're gonna pull back. Take it down a notch.
This is going downhill fast.
People are getting heated. So a couple of the other the questions that the teacher received while wrapping up the morning meeting. One kid asked, "Is there anything else you need from me before I leave?" And another kid said, "I have to go." This is near the end of the meeting. "I have to go. My little brother is awake and he does not like being awake." And it's funny to think about because being awake is just about all a person really has a chance to do. Yeah, put the child to sleep. So those are about the most interesting things that happened to me this week. Would you guys be interested in playing a game of trivia?
Yes.
Always.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is this right in?
It's time for every human's favorite question and answer fun game. I already knew that a long time ago. With your host, Alistair St. Hill.
That's right. It's time for a round of answer the questions. Quickly, someone else is going to get the points if you don't. With me, Alistair St. Hill. This week, the trivia subject is TV theme songs. It's an audio quiz. We're going to be listening to TV theme songs, and whoever rings in first on these, it's almost like a name that tune, because I'm just going to play it, and whoever hears those key indicators that define it, identify it, will ring in to get their points. Now, the catch, in a sense, is that some of these songs are the original Real Deal, Holyfield, etc. recordings from the TV show. In other cases, they're very close covers, or maybe not so close covers. Some of them are fairly laughable. There were a whole lot that I didn't include just because, like, maybe I should have included them because, like, very obviously, like, someone else singing the vocal on a song that's very well known. And anyway, do you guys want to start it up?
Sure.
Do you know? Does anyone know what's happening after my rambling?
Yes. I do. Are these from a certain era, or is this all over the place?
They're probably pretty much between 1960 and current.
Oh,
good.
Okay.
So basically the TV era.
Anytime TV was on.
Yeah, basically since TV's been invented.
Since pictures and sound were together.
Exactly, synergy.
Nothing from the silent era.
Nothing from the silent era. Couldn't have said it better, Jotham. All right, let's get started. Example 1 on the TV theme show quiz. Jared, go.
Alf.
That's correct, Alf. And Jotham, don't worry, they're not all from when the three of us were little kids who loved television. And when you were being actively pushed away from satanic shows like Alf.
I had an Alf lunchbox as a kid.
Oh,
but
really?
I don't remember watching the show.
How did that sneak
It was
past?
Alf with a bunch of junk food.
How did that get through the censors in your home?
I don't know. I mean, my parents must have read about it in a Christian magazine or something.
Alf ate cats and worshipped the devil.
And came from another planet.
Well, don't tell my parents.
They'll take my lunchbox back.
Yeah.
Question 2. Question.
Ooh.
You all know it.
Corin?
Corin, go.
Is that Sex in the City?
That is Sex and the City. Number 3.
Jotham.
Jotham, go.
Ooh.
30 Rock.
Jotham's got it. 30 Rock.
Yeah.
I remember someone I used to work with. She was a young lady, like early 20s, and went out with a guy for the first time. They're still together. They've been together for years now. But like the first time they hung out, he's like 10 years older than her. And he came over and brought the box set of 30 Rock to like watch some episodes with her. And she and her friends were like, the fuck is this dude doing bringing over 30 Rock to watch? Like, I don't know what the hell that's about. I thought that was very funny that there was a generational divide where a guy who's like 32 years old, like is in a completely different continent as far as NBC comedy shows are concerned. You know,
the girls were just introduced to box sets that night.
A lady that age, to her, the new girl, that's a classic TV show. You know what I'm saying? 30 Rock is like putting on Leave It to Beaver. Hey, could I come over and play some Mork and Mindy at your house? All you young ladies.
Nanu.
That's a catchphrase.
Right. Point for Jotham.
Number 4.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh. Anyone got
That's it? Bong.
Jotham. Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Jotham gets 2 points. Jotham is leading. Early lead 2-1. Number 5. I got 20 of these, by the way.
Damn.
Number 5.
That's rocking, man.
It's got that silver tone.
Corin?
What's that, Corin?
I mean, this is a total guess, but is it Sons of Anarchy?
No.
I can't believe the things you say.
Big
Sorry,
time.
there's some words there. Can you keep playing it?
There are no words.
Oh.
I thought I heard some lyrics coming in.
It sounded like Chris Isaac was about to start singing.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, it's over, guys. Oh man.
Dang.
We'll talk. Oh, I can still hear Jared. Maybe he's receiving a call.
The camera just.
Are you receiving a call, Jared?
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, let me just say.
Flipped up for like 2 seconds. It's coming back.
That's fine, buddy. That was Better Call Saul. Right on the toes, on the tails. The 2 tails of Breaking Bad. That was Better Call Saul. Jotham leads 2-1, and going into number 6.
People always mandate.
What the hell are you doing? Go ahead. What do they mandate?
Jotham.
I couldn't even hear that.
Jotham, go ahead.
Arrested Development.
That's right. Jotham gets one.
God damn it.
What do people do, Corin?
They demand that I watch lawyer shows, or they want to talk to me about Better Call Saul and what's that other one? How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh no, that
things
was
like that. Yeah, and I refuse.
They're always talking about
Order.
Ally
Yeah, you should
McBeal.
watch Law and Order.
For the record, if you played the last one, I didn't hear it.
Boston Public.
Oh, you want me to tell you what it is? Arrested Development.
It was Arrested Development.
I'm sorry, Jared. I wanted to complain about my very hard life.
Number 7. Jotham, go.
Dexter.
Ah, that's correct. Jotham killing it. 4-1. That one that he stole from you, Jared, may end up not even mattering. He's really crushing it. All right. What was that? 7. Here comes number 8. Oh, I forgot this one has a long, stupid preamble.
Jotham. Sopranos.
That's correct, Jotham. That's the Sopranos. TV theme songs. Really hitting it, finding his wheelhouse.
Today at work, I was with my friend in his office, and he just put on the theme song for The Sopranos, and we just talked over it.
That's such a silly thing to listen to.
I'll send you the video later. It's not going to be that interesting to you. You don't know him, but.
But again, I like to point out that song during The Sopranos intro sequence, they play through 2 full verses and choruses of it. So that song is not to be trifled with. It's a very strong song. All right. Here's number 9. Jotham, go.
Bob's Burgers.
That's correct, Jotham. Jotham, Are you gonna throw some of these questions so you don't earn any extra ill will from your co-contestants?
Absolutely not.
No, he's gonna clean up this one.
No mercy.
None.
All right, next up.
Jotham. Schitt's Creek.
Jotham, that's correct. Schitt's Creek. Jotham now has a commanding 7-1 lead. Do you think he could have hacked the internet and maybe gotten himself some sweet ping-in, some sweet lag?
I think he watches more.
I love TV.
Serialized television than either of us.
He does love television.
Only the hits.
And gold.
And gold. I was
And
born in a pool of gold.
That's a Dungeons and Dragons reference from our game.
Yeah,
Jotham loves
D&D
gold.
heads out there.
All right.
Deep cut.
Go back to talking about Final Fantasy X. Why haven't I been doing the...
Yeah, yeah! Yeah! Yeah, yeah!
Sorry, Jotham, you deserved way more of those. Next question.
Jared.
Corin.
Jared, I heard first.
Oh.
The Walking Dead.
That is The Walking Dead. Stirs the soul. Anyway. Next question. I'll accept either of two answers on this one. You know what? Whoever chimes in and gives me both answers, 2 points.
Corin.
I heard Jotham. You got two answers for
Looney
me?
Tunes.
You got a second one for me?
Bugs Bunny.
I would have gone with Merry Melodies. So I will say...
Yeah, yeah! I can't believe the things you say!
That was my masterpiece.
Man, you got to give us a chance to steal.
I said whoever rings in and says 2, okay? So you didn't have a chance
I'm
to...
telling you.
You know what?
You would have gotten it.
I respect the way you didn't back down. Next question.
Jotham.
Oh, Jotham got it. What's up?
Twin Peaks.
That's correct. That is the theme song by Angelo Badalamenti.
Love that video.
What?
Angelo Badalamenti. That's the composer's name.
You added a bunch of syllables.
Bandalakeramenti.
That's how it's said.
Next up. Jared, go.
Monty Python's Flying Circus.
That is Monty Python's Flying Circus using some old stock marching band stuff. Next up. Jared, go.
Fuck.
Succession.
I guess
season 3.
Jotham's just not a fan. That's why he missed it.
Get out of here.
Yeah, yeah!
I say no thank you.
To Succession?
Yeah.
Too lawyery?
No, thanks. No.
Next question. Just kidding.
No more shows about rich white people with problems.
Yeah, that is like it's a new thing. And you know what? There are at least 3.
It's not a new thing. It's not a new thing.
No, I'm just saying it's a current cluster. I was going to say we've got at least 3 of them on here, you know.
Oh yeah.
Next up. Corin, go.
Scooby-Doo.
That's Scooby-Doo. There's a great Scooby-Doo noise right before it kicks in. Check it out.
Break.
Sounds like Tim Allen.
Yeah, yeah!
All right, next up.
Oh, Corin,
go.
That's Lost.
Yeah, yeah!
That's correct. That's the theme song to Lost.
Yeah.
The theme sound.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the theme. Oh, tell him, Jared. Hey, whatever happened to people playing instruments? Jared says, hey, I don't push buttons and call myself a musician. That's what Jared's all about.
Yeah. Go home, Yanni.
Yeah, Yanni. I can't stand how all the kids are listening to Yanni instead of real musicians.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, we got 3 more. Jotham is leading 9 to Jared's 4. Corin pulling up the rear with 3. But Corin still has a good chance. He just needs to get the next 7 questions right. All right, so here's the last 3.
Jotham.
Here.
Joe.
Oh, I can't think of it.
Oh, 5.
Jared, go ahead.
4, 3, 2. Jared, what you got?
Yeah.
That's correct.
What was it?
King of the Hill. Heard of it? Come on, guy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all right.
Penultimate question. Here, I'll start it from...
Cages full, the cages full. Stay awake in the dark, count mistakes. The light was
Jared
on,
knows it.
but now it's on.
I don't know the name of this show. Yeah, I feel like we've had a conversation about this before.
And everyone is waiting on you, and you got time.
Orange is the New Black. That's a Regina Spektor song. I like that song. Okay. Jeez.
That's not what I thought it was.
Damn it, ain't right.
Oh, did you think it was the L word?
Yeah. What's that one that has the terrible song?
Yeah, the L
Like
word.
it's really terrible.
That's a horrible song. Yeah, that would have jumped right out at you. All right, Jotham leading 9-5 to 3. Coming into the final question. Here we go. A classic. I think this is one of those ones. Absolutely. This is one that is not the original music from the show. It's a cover of it, but the person singing this song gives it 10,000%. Listen to this.
Love it.
Jared, go.
Oh,
Jotham, go.
Full House.
Incorrect.
Corin.
Jordan, go. Corbo.
Step by Step.
Incorrect.
Oh no, I know what it is.
Well, don't say it.
Jared,
Jared,
family
go.
matters.
Families do matter. Jared,
Is that
someone
Randy
said
Newman?
it. Yep. Listen to how hardcore as it goes into like the chorus.
Yeah.
It's got heart.
Yeah. He left it all
Undeniably.
on the field. Well, guys, that was the super exciting trivia that we had for this this evening. Yeah. Sorry I didn't bring it so hardcore.
I loved it. I loved it.
Jordan had a good time. Which one are you again?
Corbin.
With 9 to 6 to 3, Jotham takes it home. Absolutely wonderful to see it.
I
Were
think
there
there should have
20
been
questions?
more cartoons.
Yeah, I could do all cartoons last time.
You said there were 20 questions. You said 20 questions, but that adds up to 18.
What the
One of
points?
them we didn't.
Yeah, because
we didn't
someone
get them
has to
all.
get them right, and there was also one that had 2 points available,
right.
but you didn't get that. So think about it.
Yeah.
Thinking about it now.
Do you still have that porcupine quill?
Yeah, it's my lucky porcupine quill.
Yeah.
Lucky.
If somebody came through the
It's
door,
my
like
only. It's not even mine. It's my girlfriend's.
if you had an intruder come into the room, do you think you could turn
Dude, this
around and
thing-
whip it?
It's very sharp. I poke myself sometimes just to remind myself. It's very sharp.
Just to feel.
Yeah, it's very. I would
traumatic.
hate for this to go into my leg.
Yep.
Meaty
Is
part.
it barbed? Are they barbed? Do they stick?
It's just
in like one stick?
very sharp.
That's a porcupine quill.
But we want to get a microscopic view so we can see if it's barbed.
I don't think it's barbed.
It doesn't have hooks to pull back against the flesh. All right. So do you guys want to, does anyone need a break? Do you want to step into some news immediately?
I got news ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone feel okay about that?
All right.
All right. Well, then without further ado, Jared can go first. News.
5 parrots have been removed from public view at a British wildlife park after they started swearing at customers. The Falmouth birds were split up after they launched a number of different expletives at visitors and staff just days after being donated to Lincolnshire Wildlife Park in eastern England. It just went ballistic. They were all swearing, the venue's chief executive Steve Nichols told CNN Travel on Tuesday. We're a little concerned about the children. I get called a fat. Okay, so
do it in British parrot speak.
Is it the awful British word?
But the word is blanked out, and this is, you have to check. I think I know what it is, but it's T asterisk asterisk T.
Two blanks.
Yes.
Toot.
Tart.
Oh, I was thinking twat.
Twat. Oh, it could be twat. Yeah, it's probably twat.
I apologize to all our listeners for saying twat.
That makes more sense.
Well, you made that face, so it's fine.
So
It shows that I was very sorry about it.
I get called
was
a fat twat every time I walk past, Nichols complained. The African gray parrots named Eric, Jade, Elsie, Tyson, and Billy were given to the park from 5 different owners within the same week and shared a quarantine facility together before being placed on display. So the theory is one of them knew how to swear and taught the other 5 to swear in the short time that they were all together.
And smoke.
Yeah.
I wonder what other bad habits they could have picked up in there. What kind of bad habits could a parrot have besides
They're
swearing?
wearing tiny leather jackets.
Yeah. A little rolled up in
Multi-level marketing. You want to know how to make some real money?
You want a purple card?
You want to be financially independent?
Are you sick of working for the man?
Sell. We're going to sell all day.
That sounds
all
awful.
you need is like 15 people to sign up.
Oh, they're selling essential oils and stuff too.
Yeah.
Ketones. So they are now being separated from each other. Is that the only example of swearing they gave? I really want to hear like a long list of everything these parrots said.
Most common one is fuck off.
Sorry, that's not that funny.
And it says that the birds would utter basically anything that they can think of, and the people are giving it back to the birds. The people are shouting things back to the birds, escalating the situation. So the birds...
Hold on.
Like,
you say escalating the situation. Yeah. I don't know if the birds really know what they're saying.
No, because they say that the birds visibly get like pleasure from making people laugh. So people laugh and get loud. It kind of like hypes them up a little bit. So they get a little bit more crazy.
I thought people are getting angry.
I thought it was kind of like you were saying like a bird will say asshole, and like the person in the park will be like, you're a jerk, and then the parrot will be like, dipshit. And like the curse words get stronger. Like I feel like the birds wouldn't be able to do that.
They start dropping the MF and the CS.
Oh, whoa, take it easy.
Whoa.
And the patrons also may teach the birds new exciting swears too, right? Because that definitely escalates the situation. And they could even be learning, depending on where the different visitors are from and what they're saying, these birds could learn to swear in all kinds of different languages. That would be awesome.
I mean, they're already in England. I really want to hear them swear. I want to hear a swearing English parrot.
British accented parrot.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I kind of want to know who the original bad boy was that taught, like, out of, what were their names? Eric, Jade, Elsie, Tyson, and Billy.
It was Tyson.
It was Tyson.
That's the toughest name.
Tyson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jade. You know.
That makes me think of that movie starring David Caruso.
Yeah.
Which I never saw, but it was supposed to be a breakthrough performance. Didn't he quit television to be in a movie called Jade?
Yeah, I think so.
How'd it work out for him? Is he the biggest movie star now?
Yeah.
He's the biggest something. Is he like the longest? Is it? No, I guess
buttshot.
Is he
longest
on one of the
buttshot
CSIs?
on TV?
Longest buttshot?
Wasn't David Caruso the one that got famous for having an NYPD blue buttshot?
Oh, I don't know. I know he's on that. I didn't know he was a buttshot guy.
That's the only way I know him.
What a thing to be.
I just know him from the CSI memes where he takes his glasses off and finishes the sentence, and it's always like a pun or something. You know what I'm talking about?
I did that earlier in the episode.
Mountain lion.
He did do that earlier. episode.
Wait, and what phrase did we use?
I use that contract is executed.
Oh, now it's the fourth time you said it. For Christ's sake! Oh my God! Did you pay money for that, and you're trying to get as much use as possible out of it? You buy it off a guy. So that is, so they separated them. Is that it? They're just going to live apart now? They have to have five different.
They're separating them so they can learn better language habits, and they're going to like reintroduce them back.
They're like going to anger management classes,
basically. And since they removed them from the exhibition, they haven't had any parrots, so they have taken on donating or receiving donations of parrots. So they have received 8 parrots. In like the time they would normally receive 1, I guess, as like a donation. So they're lousy with parrots right now.
They have like a donation box for parrots.
Yeah.
Take a parrot.
Or just like people with annoying birds, just like, oh yeah, take it off my hands.
Wrap it off.
This parrot won't shut the fuck up.
Should hear the things the thing says. It's so mean to me.
And then they take it into the zoo. The zoo sends it to parrot reform school.
Just a cycle.
Parrot finishing school.
Yeah.
That's definitely. It really gets me down thinking about it. What else is in the news, Jotham?
All right. The CEO of a Swedish startup, Enride, he started with his team to develop and build self-propelled trucks. He just finished financing 8.5 million euros and posted on social media with a request for a solution to a requirement from the Swedish Transport Authority. Enride had applied for a test permit on public roads for his cabless truck and received a refusal from the authority. The reason was that the truck must undergo an alcohol test.
The
and
truck
have a
must
driver's
undergo.
It must undergo.
Wait, it must undergo what?
It must undergo. It has to pass like a breathalyzer and have a driver's license. But it's a
truck.
It's a driverless truck.
It's like if Optimus Prime had to do it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So he's going to social media, asking for any solutions.
So basically, he needs those regulations re-legislated.
Yeah, he's like, what am I supposed to do? The truck can't blow.
Yeah, I guess he said
that's
that.
What he said.
Yet.
Now, do you think he may have been talking about a cool saxophone player from the 50s? This cat can't
truck.
blow.
This cat can blow.
Blow, man, blow. Edelia. Have you ever listened to someone doing an audiobook version of On the Road by Jack Kerouac?
No.
It's always funny how they interpret the sections where he's describing jazz music, where they say like Edelia, squank, squank, and like he describes the sound of saxophones and pianos and such. Yeah, check out an assortment of audiobooks and look for those chapters. It's always a thrill. I'm so cultured that I listen to audiobooks all the time. Corin used to mock me because I would listen to audiobooks instead of reading a book, and he would be like, you can't say you read the book. If you say you read the book, then you're a lying dickhead. Do you remember saying stuff like that, Corin?
Yeah, sounds like me. Sounds like confrontational Corin.
He's got an in-your-face attitude, and that's why he fits in here.
That's right. It's fine, though. Listen to whatever you want.
Oh, geez, sorry. Sorry, Jotham, so you were saying?
I think that's really the interesting parts of the story.
To me, driverless vehicles, to me, I don't know anything, but based on all the evidence that's ever been presented to me, it seems like driverless vehicles are 100% safer and more desirable to have out on the road than anything with a human brain attached to it. How do you guys feel?
Yes. The only thing that freaks people out is like the inevitable situation of having to have the robot decide.
The trolley problem.
Yes. Which person to kill if there's no other choice.
Yeah, but would you rather have a computer do it or a dumb idiot? Like every person, including the four of us? Would you have one of the four of us decide? Or a brilliant, beautiful supercomputer?
You know how much I love
Sexy
robots.
Tesla.
My panel comes off. It turns out I've been a robot the whole time. Pitching,
Stupid flesh machines.
lobbying for robot supremacy.
Oh, robot bratwurst?
Bratwurst supremacy.
Oh man, we gotta talk about the tail here.
Ooh.
Robrats.
Oh my
Sponsored
gosh.
by Robrats.
Those sound difficult to eat, robots.
Well, they're not for us.
Wait a second. You're talking about feeding the enemy?
We get it on the ground floor. We make good with the
We
robots.
have to decide whether robots are made from robots or if they're made for robots.
Or both.
This is the multi-level marketing scheme.
Cannibal robots.
Just get 15 people to eat robots.
Right. It pays for itself.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, obviously, I don't trust the robot menace, but I do like the idea of, the cold, calculating, unblinking eye of the robot making life or death decisions about my family.
You could listen to so many audiobooks while the robot drives.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
See, but the thing is, the
Well,
thing
wow,
about an
the
audio.
robot kills people.
Wait a second. The whole point of it, busting through the trolley stop. Jotham, the whole point of an audiobook is that you can listen to it while you're driving.
I get it.
Okay, so you were just being hilarious. See what I'm saying? He made me look like an idiot by just being like, I know.
Of course you could read.
I could read a real book.
You can start reading. Yeah, you can start reading a real book.
Exactly. Then I could get corn off my ass. He's always texting me, "What audiobook you reading now, idiot?"
Fucking twat.
He puts oh come on. He puts reading in
those
quotes.
parrots.
This episode is filthy.
Garrett's teaching him building language now.
Yeah.
Send him to finishing school.
Speaking of
Parrot finishing school.
Speaking of finishing, would you finish the news by presenting your story, Corbin?
I certainly would. All this talk of robots sure has me wound up. Toyota researchers have demonstrated a ceiling-mounted home robot. This prototype manipulator, which is what they're calling it, which I don't think is a good name, is just one of the cool robots that TRI has been working on. Over the last several years, Toyota has been putting more muscle into forward-looking robot research than just about anyone. In addition to the Toyota Research Institute, there's a massive 175-acre robot-powered city of the future that Toyota stands to build next to Mount Fuji. Even Toyota itself acknowledges that it might be crazy, but that's just how they roll. Get it? TRICI. I'll skip here. On home robots. Anyway, today Toyota is showing off some of the research it's been working on. The TRI Institute's robot is mounted to an X and Y axis across your home that they set up on motors on the ceiling.
So it's kind of like the way that the cameras for a football game go. The floating flying camera on the grid.
Yeah, something like that.
You watch because you got the ESPN channel. You get it.
Yeah, I got the whole package. I got the red zone package where it switches to whenever teams are in scoring position.
Nice. And then the robot essentially looks like an upside down Johnny Five. It's got like a dual camera head and then two pincer arms and an actuated body.
How much strength does it have? Like how many, and what multiples of men are these claws that hang from the ceiling and grabbing things?
Is it like a chimpanzee? Does it go for the balls and the jaw?
It goes from the face and genitals first.
Yeah. Eyes go first, then genitals.
I imagine it just like Rosie from the Jetsons, but upside down.
That kind of sounds right. Like and same kind of movement, like it comes across and then it's like comes to a stop.
Speaks very loudly and suddenly at you, and it arrives quickly in the room.
Sassily.
Imagine it speeding all around your house. And
What can I do for you? I'm just like,
it's some
my
weird
God.
language that you have to learn to understand.
I'm trying to imagine how tall it must be. Sorry, Corin, because I don't have like crazy
You were
tall ceilings.
If it was like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it just far enough that when it comes to see you, it's like right there? It's
Your
like,
eye level.
how can I serve you?
If it tries to man up on you, does it raise up? Does it go lower, or does it like shorten itself to go higher so it's above you?
Right.
It tries to be menacing.
I would imagine it just takes up more of your space by it just expands like into a wall. I don't know why we're talking about a home service robot that's somehow going to threaten us, chest up to us.
I mean, of course it's going to threaten us. What are we here? We're spreading awareness.
Yeah.
The robot scourge.
The robot.
Well, you got to have at least
People are
10-foot
installing them in
ceilings
their houses.
for them to install it.
They're going to install this in their houses.
Robots.
Like, what's Toyota thinking?
I've uploaded a screenshot so you can see.
Oh no.
To the chat. I don't know.
clicking
This is
to
going to be like
download.
the thing at the end of the Animatrix
No.
that like takes out the UN.
Well, I like, yeah, that's good. Like
That's
the first time they visit the UN in the second Renaissance part 1, they're like all like anamorphic, like human looking robots. But then the second time they come back and they're just like Matrix style, and they're just like, surrender your flesh, we demand it. They stopped trying to play friendly. They were just like, we're robots. We just need to be the most efficient life form.
They don't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
terrifying, Corin. That screenshot.
It's like they it's kind of like the robot that Bjork turned into in the All Is Full of Love video. If you'll throw back to the 90s again.
If it was just arms.
Yeah, it's essentially made out of arms.
Actually, it's like 2 horse legs, basically. So it's just imagine a horse kicking you to death, like flying around your house. Like,
I hate it.
It looks like a
Why
horse.
do you don't have to imagine it kicking you to death. It's a
in that pose. That's exactly. I just think of a horse like reared up by the clobber some poor like person with its hooves.
And we know horses are in great shape.
Very muscular.
And when they back up
fat.
like that, that's when you can see like they're all ripped. You can
I
see
don't know
their
how it moves.
abs.
Is it slow and steady and strong? Like has a lot of, like can crush things slowly but easily, or is it like super fast and agile? And, like,
You think its
darting all
main
over the
purpose
place?
is crushing? That's one
I
of
mean,
its.
what else do they do?
Yeah, what does it do besides
stabbing and
crush?
flailing?
Does it have special like gun attachments for its little hands? Does it have buzz saws?
Don't be stupid. That's
That's ridiculous. Of course, it doesn't need guns. It's got laser beams and heat.
It's got those horse legs.
Really booking. Plus, it doesn't even need the legs to move around, so they're strictly for weaponization. Weaponized?
Yeah, clobbering. Yeah, that's the robot news for this week. I just thought I'd.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the robot news for this week, and the regular news for this week. You know what? I looked in my notes and I was like, I remember I made a note about some story that I wanted to mention. So I did hit my link that I made a note of, and here's my story. 5 parrots separated at British Zoo after encouraging each other to curse profusely at guests. I knew like there was in the heart of the show. I knew that had to be part of it. Well done, Jared. That's why you're number 1 on the call sheet. No offense to you other guys, but I mean, step it up. Last week we got a call during the show that we didn't get a chance to get to because of the verbosity of our esteemed guest Yago Prince Midnight. So I did want to play the note that we received. Let's try and get over there. See if you guys can hear this. If you could please keep her down. Oh, sorry.
No.
Let's try this again.
Hope you guys are all doing great in there.
That's not coming through, is it?
No, not. It's not in my cans, man.
It's not coming through on the cans? All right, I think it should be now.
Hey, what up? It's Matt Cannonberg. Hope you guys are all doing great in there. I'm calling to say hi to the show. Hi to you guys. Been listening, loving, and learning the podcast, and you guys. And I'm responding to the question about what was my most disappointing concert experience. I'd like to think that I've been to a lot of disappointing concerts, but one that comes immediately to mind that was a big deal was, I think it was like 2008 or so, when Liars were opening for Radiohead at the Ask Gary About Your Legal Options and This Accident amphitheater. And I was excited to see both bands, really jazzed. And then when Liars started playing, the crowd just like was rude and shouting and harassing stuff at them, and they were like, "Oh, okay, sorry guys, maybe you're not into this," and they soldiered on. They did their best. They were consummate performers and professionals. I remember that Tom York, he is in Radiohead, and later when he was up on the stage, he had some words for the audience, or maybe he made like a comment or two, and it kind of cast a pall over the whole show. The crowd's behavior was appalling, and that's how the pall was cast. So hope you guys are doing great, having fun in these unprecedented times. Talk to you soon. Bye.
He brought up these unprecedented times, which is nice. I would have liked it if he had mentioned that we're all in it together. That could have reassured me a little bit. So he didn't like the way the crowd treated the band, unlike one of the other experiences last week where someone found that Eddie Vedder was purposely shining the light off of his reflective pickguard into the eyes of the crowd. This time it was the crowd who was abusing the performer. That seems like much less of a fair fight. If you're Eddie Vedder, I say, go ahead, try to take on the entire crowd with a death ray.
People.
If you're the crowd, I say it's not fair of you all to beat up on Liars, who is 3 people at best.
Did he say this is a Tampa show?
Yeah, at the Ask Gary amphitheater, 2008, when In Rainbows was out.
So these were in the hazy years. I made it to the last 10 seconds of the last Liars song, and I was very upset. I really wanted to see the Liars.
I think I arrived.
So I missed all of it.
I think I arrived about the same time. Maybe I missed Liars completely. Even I did not see much of them, if anything. But I was at that show too. Yeah, I both times that I got to see Radiohead live, I missed the opening band. Didn't get to see Supergrass in West Palm Beach. Didn't get to see Liars in Tampa. But it's okay.
I think I saw Liars in Tampa.
Yeah.
Those were during my hazy times, too.
You guys had some hazy days.
Maybe we were hazy together.
Yeah, dog.
Maybe you guys were best friends and didn't even realize it. Howling at the moon.
So much not being realized.
Was anyone at the show, like disappointing shows? Is anyone, I don't remember what year, maybe around the same time, when And You'll Know Us by the Trail of Dead played at Janus Landing?
No, but that was...
With, I think, the Blood Brothers?
That was historic because there was like a serious like fight on stage between Trail of Dead, right? Because someone was wasted.
When I showed up, my friend, she was working there and she was in charge of the rider, and she was telling me before the show how, like, just the ridiculous amount of alcohol that they requested, right? It was just like this ungodly amount. And then, the guitarist was so drunk. I mean, it was very, very unprofessional. I mean, he was pissing the whole band off the whole show. But the way I remember it is the lead singer pushed him into a stack of amps. Nice. And then, like, smashed a guitar and, like, walked off stage. And there was an ambulance out front after, maybe for, like, alcohol poisoning.
Whoa.
Is that another band for which the 2 main songwriters are brothers? Are there brothers in that band, or is it just people?
Oh no.
Brother bands always seem more likely to beat the piss out of each other, right? Corin knows this because he's into brother-based fiction.
Yeah.
So in a story
not
like
brother reality,
if you were in if there's like a story about a band that has brothers in it, like maybe a story called Band of Brothers, is that all about guys beating each other up while playing music on tour?
That was what that was about. Yeah, it was a 10-piece band and they could not get along.
Wow, they must be a ska outfit.
A ska outfit.
Yeah, what's a good ska outfit? Checkered shoes.
I have a friend sent me a story because she did not want to call. If you want to hear that,
please.
Yeah.
Why? Wait, hold on. Why doesn't she want to call? What's her problem?
Elise Anderson, if you're listening, what's your deal?
What? She got a stupid voice or something? You know what? I should stop. I should stop saying that. That's a reason that people wouldn't call. What if someone really does have a stupid voice?
We all have stupid voices.
Yeah. So she says. OMG, I waited for 2 hours in the cold for a Lauryn Hill concert, and the outdoor line wrapped around the bus station. A homeless guy walked by with a boombox blasting Creed. Glenn, her boyfriend, starts making fun of the butt rock and who is to blame for the genre. The twist. We are standing in line behind Scott Stapp, who literally clenches his fists and hears the whole conversation. But I didn't put together why he looked familiar until we got home after the concert was canceled. So we missed Lauryn Hill after waiting 2 hours and missed the glory of knowing we were making fun of Creed literally inches from Creed.
Wow.
Was Creed from like Gainesville? Are they a Florida band?
They might be. I feel like this was in maybe in Nashville or somewhere up there because she lives there.
So Creed was in line. When I say Creed, I mean Scott Stapp. Like as in like Creed. Pantera, treat your stepmother with some respect. All right. So Creed was in line to see Lauryn Hill.
He is from Orlando.
That makes
maybe
sense.
This was in Florida.
Maybe.
God,
It's starting to line up.
Orlando.
So yeah, and isn't Lauryn Hill like along the lines of like Axl Rose, notorious for always like letting a show go like really, really late before starting
Like
out and
not
taking
show
the
up.
stage?
Yeah, like at all.
Rude.
Yeah, that would really change my opinion of an artist. Like if I were trying to see some Guns N' Roses, I mean, I guess at a certain point you accept like that's how it might go if you go to see a certain artist.
Has anyone seen Guns N' Roses?
Anybody here? Live show?
I always wanted to. They
Use
were
Your
my favorite
Illusion.
band growing up.
Corin will start talking about Use Your Illusion. He'll go in deep on you.
I still know every word to
time-
every song for Appetite for Destruction.
I got free tickets in the hazy years. Like I was probably like 20 or something. Free tickets for Motley Crue and Aerosmith at the Asbury Amphitheater. Ooh. And
Is that
was
with Vince Neil or was that the short period of time when they didn't have it?
I just remember girls dancing in cages, 2 stories up. It was ridiculous.
They must have really liked those guys to dance in cages for them.
Yeah. They're very fond of them. I went to a Dancing Cages show as well.
Which one was that?
Were we best friends?
At the Masquerade?
No, it was at the Tropicana Field or whatever
Ice
it
Palace
was.
Was a corn zombie?
It was worse. God,
it was
a tour when I was in high school, with Kid Rock, Metallica, and one other band. I don't remember.
It sounds like a mini Ozfest.
Yeah, I won the tickets off of 98 Rock.
That sounds appropriate.
Yes. And I don't remember much.
Was it the band Tantric?
Was it the band called Cold?
Mudvayne?
Fuel?
Yeah, was it Vertical Horizon?
God.
Everybody all right? Hey, well, I think that does it up. Corin, it's probably pretty much time that you need to split, right?
Yeah,
yes, it's very close.
Yeah. Where you headed?
Shh. We don't
Nowhere.
talk about that.
All right. Geez. Sometimes you're much more forthforthing than others.
I'll tell you next week once it fails. If it's a new beach,
you'll talk all about it.
Yeah, once the person
is hush hush.
Once the person refuses to talk to me ever again,
It'll be
share
a
all the
former
deeds.
flame or whatever.
The person, a past romantic interest.
There it is.
Who gets their name etched on the wall of
That's not dope.
whatever. Yeah.
It's not like that.
It's not like that.
I just don't talk about current romantic interests.
All right. On that note, Corin will remind everyone to like, review, and subscribe.
Rate, review,
Jotham
subscribe.
wants you to just keep on trucking. And Jared is going to say 3 to 4 kind of non-cohesive sentences that have to do with our past performance on the podcast and whether or not anyone should listen to it. So everyone feel good about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry. For Corin Atchison and Jotham Fady and Jared McLeod, I'm Alistair St. Hill. Everyone have a splendid week, day, month, and year ahead. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.